When you stop and think about what your eyes actually do for you, it really is pretty amazing. They detect light and transform that light into electrical signals that can be interpreted by your brain. To understand the physics involved with the eye, we need to discuss its parts. The cornea is located in the front of the eye. This is where the light enters the eye and where most of the refraction of that light occurs. The cornea has an index refraction of 1.38, which is very similar to water at 1.33. Remember that air has an index of refraction of 0, so the speed of light changes considerably when it travels through the cornea. After light is refracted through the cornea, then it will travel through a thin layer of fluid called the aqueous humor. This is a clear, colorless water-ray fluid with an index of refraction of 1.34. The aqueous humor's main purpose is to nourish the cornea and maintain pressure required for the eye to keep its shape. Light enters through the pupil. This is what you see as the black part of the eye and is actually the opening that allows light in. The iris is the colored part of the eye that surrounds the pupil. The iris adjusts to allow a certain amount of light in. In the dark, for example, you will notice that your pupils get larger. This allows more light in, so you are better able to see. In bright light, we need to restrict some of the light coming in, so the iris contracts and makes the pupil smaller. The lens of the eye is a converging lens, and as you might imagine, serves to focus the light on the back of the retina. This is actually where the fine focus of your vision occurs. The index of refraction of the lens varies from one person to another, but it ranges from about 1.386 to 1.406. The lens can change its shape a small amount via the ciliary fibers. These are small muscles that act to change the curvature of the lens in order to focus on objects at various distances. This changes the focal length of the lens and is known as accommodation. Once the light leaves the lens, it travels through the vitreous humor. This is another clear fluid with an index of refraction of 1.34. The light finally hits the back of the eye, which is known as the retina. The retina consists of specialized cells called rods and cones that are adapted to convert the light energy into electrical signals. These signals then travel to the brain via the optic nerve, and the brain interprets those signals. The last section of the eye that is important to our discussion is the fovea. This is an area densely packed with cones, making it the area where the sharpest image typically forms.